Ben Carls is set to kick it away. Elijah Owens waits at the 10-yard line on the far side. Connor Fonger near side as the kick high, end over end. It's Owens lets it go over his head into the end zone. And boy, what we saw last week, I think 5 or 6 times, a touchback from Ben Carls.
And for high school, that's a pretty good boot. And we've seen some very good kickers in our 7-year run doing this, not only for Hudson but other teams as well. And you know, it used to be a 40-yard field goal, 45 was just unthinkable in high school, but we've seen multiple kickers do it.
So the Spartan offense takes the field. Spencer Udine, he'll work out of the shotgun. He's got Gunnar Gronsky behind him. Handoff on the jet sweep. This is Owens, and he tries to turn the corner, does manage a couple of yards before he's forced out of bounds. There defensively was Jonah Becken. Gain of 2 on the play, sets up 2nd and 8.
And Bon Carls, of course, 6'2", 185-pound senior, one of those core seniors. He's had a pretty good start. He had a little bit of an injury issue that's now been rectified. Glad to have him back. Kaiser Helterbrand, we'll hopefully see him tonight. Hopefully he's recovered, and away we go.
This time jet sweep the other way. It's Corey Sanders on the carry. Sanders trying to get to that corner. He's dragged down before he can get there, however. Jacob Dalton on the tackle for Hudson.
Well, Jacob Dalton, now he's a junior, and he's had a very solid start. He's the defensive back, 6 foot 180 pounds. One of the several Dalton boys that have played for Hudson here.
Gain of 1 on the play, sets up 3rd and 7 for the Spartans, opening possession of the ball game. Spartans will spread things out, 2 receivers each side. Coming in motion is Joe Carter. They hand it off. They fake it. Udine right up the middle, and he dives out. And I think he's got the first down, John.
Yeah, it's going to be close. From my vantage point, looks like, yes, he did make it by probably half a yard. And Superior Spartans, you know, they're quick to the line, too, similar to the style that Hudson employs here, and a good start.
Just shy of the 31-yard line is where they mark Udine, so the senior quarterback picks up a 3rd and long, chains move. Owens in motion, handoff. Gunnar Gronsky, his first carry of the game, and he's out to the 35-yard line on a gain of 4. A host of Raiders meet him there.
Gronsky had a good game against Hudson last year up in Superior, particularly in the second half. A good-looking back. Joe, you talked about the stats he's been able to put up. Again, this is a Superior team that put up 62 points 2 weeks ago, and you know they don't have the same personnel, but obviously an offense that can really move the football.
Sanders in motion into the backfield, turn, handoff, Gronsky right up the middle. He's got some room to run. He's got a first down before he's finally stood up and pushed back by Carter Reimer. But that's a gain of 7, and that'll move the chains again for Superior.
Well, good start for the Spartans on the road. Probably a small underdog in this game, being on the road. 2 teams with comparable 2-1 records coming in. Week number 2 of the Big Rivers Conference season, week number 4 of the 2017 season.
1st and 10 now, Spartans from their own 43-yard line. Owens comes in motion, handoff. Gronsky tries the right side, avoids a couple, is out across the 45. They'll spot him just shy of the 48-yard line, and John, this is good old-fashioned football, yep. 4 or 5 yards at a crack for Gronsky.
And it's working, too. Jonah Becken, 6'3", 205-pound junior linebacker for the Hudson Raiders, amongst a host of others in on the tackle there. Yeah, nothing fancy. Gronsky getting some decent blocking up front there, and if you can consistently get 4 and 5 yards on the ground, it might not be dynamic, but that moves the football and converts the first downs, and they're just close to driving into Hudson territory.
2nd and 5, Owens in motion. They hand it off to him. He gets strung out, cuts it back, and is caught from the backside by Cole Goodbow and taken down at the 50 for a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Well, Cole Goodbow, we've been talking about him all season, as we should. He's a 6'4", 250-pound senior. I think he's one of these guys that's capable of potentially playing at the next level. Good size, good speed. He's perfecting his skills. And Neil Hatfield has been moving him around the line, giving him different looks. Sometimes he's on the right end, sometimes on the left. And solid, very good.
On the left end on this play, right end last play. Handoff, jet sweep. Sanders, good ball. Gets bumped off by Gronsky, but blew up the play enough for the help to come in as a flag comes in late. Sanders taken down after a very short gain. It's going to be 4th and 3, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Again, we want to remind our viewers while the referees sort it out, if we get a call in here, you can email us at the booth. Click on the contact booth link below the video screen on our new Hudson broadcast.
On the fence, number 24. 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
As we hear the penalty on that play, tough break for Superior. It's going to back them up from what would have been, what, Joe, a 4th and 3 to
third and about 15
third and
after
15.
the penalty is marked off. A holding call, so 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Udine has not put the ball in the air, but certainly calls for it here, and he will attempt his first. Forced out of the pocket. Now he's going to run. Udine cuts back into the middle and is taken down from behind. Falls ahead to his 48-yard line. That's a gain of about 10, but still 5 yards shy of a first down.
And once again, I've been very impressed with the defensive secondary coverage for Hudson. They that time they had all the receivers covered up, was flushed out of the pocket, and now we're basically where we were to begin with. Only it's a longer 4th down.
4th and 5, and no hesitation from Superior to go for it here at midfield. Instead, it's a pooch kick. And Udine does a nice job. That takes a good Spartan bounce inside the 10, rolling to a stop at the 5. A beauty. 47-yard punt, no return in Hudson. 1st and 10 from their 5-yard line, a scoreless game. John, I think the scoreboard says 7:27 to play. The sun is hitting it. I can't read it.
Of course, the west is behind us. The east is in front of us. This field runs north and south. So the visitors, the Superior Spartans, are on the east side of the field, and Hudson, the home team, is on the west. There's only stands on one side here in the new field in Hudson. Everybody's on this side. I'm looking out here, and a nice crowd tonight, probably in the neighborhood of 200 to 2,500 fans in attendance.
Max Stubendick, the senior quarterback, gets the start here tonight for Hudson. He'll run the option near side, pitches it late. This is Riley Brown out across the 10, 15, and forced out of bounds across the 20 to the 21-yard line. A gain of 16 and a first down, Hudson.
Well, we've seen Riley Brown. He had a big kickoff return in week 1 against Kenosha, and he's had a couple other nice runs. He had a fine game last week against Eau Claire North. Not very big, only 5'8", 150 pounds. He's a senior. He's got some good speed, and he's a nice complement to the much bigger Aaron Squires.
With a little breathing room, handoff comes to Squires. He darts to the left, and a host of white jerseys corral him, holding on for dear life, and unable to take him down was Trevor Dahlbeck. Short gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and long.
No gain on
give him a couple. They'll spot it at the 23-yard line. Option to the far side. The pitch goes to Hardman, ends up on the ground. Hardman diving out. Superior thinks they have it.
Well, that'd be a tough break for Hudson to turn it in this deep in their own territory in their opening possession. An errant pitch.
And Kenny Hardman ends up with the ball. It'll be 3rd down, Hudson.
And Hardman had some nice runs last week against North. That was a tough break, a lucky break, quite frankly, for Hudson. Looks like Helterbrand's coming in.
Kaiser Helterbrand now in at quarterback on 3rd and 11. The fumble costing Hudson 3 yards. Helterbrand rolls plenty of time, runs out of options, dumps it across, and incomplete. Charlie Pierce, the intended receiver, but kind of behind him, and he was well covered. I believe there was there a flag, John?
I don't know if it was.
The down marker hasn't changed. That's still reading 3. Now it finally switches to 4.
Number 18, offense.
Well, there's your.
5-yard penalty. Loss of down. 4th down.
Well, Hudson's going to have to punt it away deep in their own territory. One nice thing about this new stadium, we do have wireless mics on the referees, and we are tapped into the stadium system. So we'll, just like the NFL, we'll be able to get the call from the field. A very nice feature here.
Helterbrand across the line of scrimmage, 5-yard penalty, loss of down. Ben Carl's on to punt it away for Hudson, and not a good kick. Straight up in the air, end over end. And it does take a Hudson roll out across the 40. Boy, they gain about 12 yards on the bounce out to the 44, but great starting field position here for Superior on their second possession.
Couple lucky breaks there for Hudson. They were able to recover that errant option pitch, although that did leave him in a big hole, and that punt, which was clearly more straight up in the air than down the field, got a nice roll there at the end, about 12 yards. And Superior, nonetheless, is still going to start in Hudson territory here.
5:45 to play in the opening quarter. No score. Second possession of the game for Superior as they start at the Hudson 44-yard line. Owens comes in motion. They hand it off to him. Owens starts upfield at the 40, is hit head on and driven out of bounds that time by Easton Belland, but a gain of about 4 on the play.
I want to say hello to Ron Dalton. Of course, Ron is the current president of the Hudson Benchwarmers, and he's watching the game in Eugene, Oregon. He wants to send out a big thank you to the freshman football parents for their volunteer time in the concession stands each week. They're very much appreciated. So Ron tuning in from Eugene, Oregon, very key person. A lot of people work very hard behind the scenes to do a lot of things to really pull out, make this program the best it can be.
Sanders in motion. Udine wants to keep, gets around 1, darts down the sideline and steps out of bounds inside the 30. He's got a Superior first down. He'll be marked out at the 28, a gain of 12. Udine 3 carries, 30 yards for Superior.
Well, the Spartans are in the kitchen. They got something cooking, driving close to the red zone. Coming off excellent starting field position after Hudson went 3 and out. And then a punt that wasn't real solid. They're knocking on the door, trying to take advantage of the early Hudson mistakes.
Again, Sanders in motion, handoff Gronsky. And Gronsky with some room off the left side to the 20, cuts back and is taken down from behind. Nick Becker hanging on for dear life for Hudson. A gain of a 16 on the play. Sets up a 1st and 10 Spartans from the Hudson 12-yard line.
Yeah, Gronsky's he's a good back. Those stats are not inflated. He's very, very solid. And now the Hudson defense early on here in the first quarter, if they're back to the wall.
Sanders in motion. They fake to him. Udine keeps, goes up the middle. He's inside the 10, taken down at about the 6-yard line. That's a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Lots of motion to this Spartan offense. Set that play up by running probably 4 or 5 jet sweeps already.
Yeah. A good offensive game plan early on by Coach Bob DeMeyer. And they're, going with their second string quarterback and doing well.
2nd and 4 from the 6. Owens comes in motion. They fake. Udine keeps again, and Udine is inside the 5 to about the 3. I think he's short. It'll be 3rd, and we'll call it 1. Bon Carl's the stop for Hudson.
First score update from the Big Rivers Conference. The Menominee Mustangs undefeated and ranked, I think, 5 or 6 in Division II, or have an early 8-0 lead over Eau Claire North in the first quarter. Of course, the North Huskies coming out of here with a big-time loss against Hudson last week and then facing Menominee here this week.
Handoff Gronsky slips down in the backfield. They'll spot it at the 4, a loss of 1.
Now it's decision time for Coach DeMeyer.
4th and 2 from the 4, and again, no hesitation to go for it on 4th down for Bob DeMeyer.
Yeah, and it comes down to their confidence in the kicking game. Obviously, at this juncture of the game and this position in the field, it would be a chip shot field goal, but they're going to go for it.
And now a timeout taken.
Yeah, I got to think about it.
First taken by Superior. Comes with 2:47, 2:41 or 2:40. Take your pick, folks. Under 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Still no score, but Superior 4th and 2 from the Hudson 4. Going to talk things over in this timeout.
Well, the biggest play of the game thus far early on. Superior and Hudson got a report from my wife, Jessica, that everything looks and sounds great on Channel 15, the River Channel. We're coming to you live locally here in the Hudson area. For those of you that have cable TV and get the River Channel, we're also on HudsonBroadcast.com, an affiliate of the MSBN Sports Network, and also coming to you from iFan TV, the iFan Sports Network up in Superior. Good guys up there. They're taking our feed tonight. They do a lot of great work up there, and glad to be working with them tonight. So wherever you're listening from, whether it's on iFan, MSBN, live on TV, welcome aboard.
And the offense stays on the field following the timeout. 4th and 2. 2 receivers and a wing back to the right. Gronsky, the running back behind Udine. Rolling is Udine, the lefty.
Good ball's on.
Goodbow forces him. He slips down the knee, touched, and Hudson's going to take over on downs out at the 13-yard line, a loss of 9.
Excellent play. When the going got tough, the Hudson defense got going, stopped them there on 4th down. You had to wonder coming out of that timeout if they were going to reconsider and go for the chip shot field goal attempt, but they did decide to go for it, and Cole Goodbow broke through, really blew that play up, and the defensive secondary for Hudson had that one all bottled up anyway, and Hudson survives the first big challenge of the night.
Tough break for Superior. Spencer Udine, a left-handed thrower, having to roll out to the right. That's always tough against your body. As Stubendick keeps on the option. Stubendick cuts back at the 25. He's out across the 30. Stubendick, a gain of 17 and a first down for Hudson.
Number 1, Max Stubendick, one of the senior leaders, 5'10", 160-pound senior. He's kind of the more classic option quarterback, and that's what he brings to the table. Speed, athleticism, excellent field vision. The blocking was there. They had a couple real nice seal blocks and very nice play to get out of the hole there for the Raiders.
Kaiser Helterbrand checks in at the quarterback position. Squires offset to his left. Handoff goes to Hardman. No, it's kept. And Helterbrand, fighting through a couple tackles, will work his way out to the 35-yard line, and that's a gain of 4.
Good to see Kaiser Helterbrand back, the junior quarterback. Of course, Helterbrand and Stubendick are in a quarterback, somewhat of an unconventional quarterback rotation. Helterbrand did not see any action at all. He was not even suited up against Eau Claire North, so looking like we don't know if he's 100%, but he's definitely out there and looking good.
2nd and 6 Raiders. Riley Brown goes in motion to the far side. Stray keep. Helterbrand picks his hole, and he is into the secondary across the 40 to the 44-yard line. A gain of 9. Another Hudson first down.
And we've seen Hudson run that play with success time and again here in this young season. It's just almost just kind of a delayed quarterback draw. It's nothing fancy. You wait for the blocking lanes to open up, and you have a little hesitation, and bang, you go. Particularly Helterbrand, he's got the size. Both of these guys, Stubendick and Helterbrand, can really move.
Stubendick now slot receiver left. Helterbrand still a quarterback. Hands off Squires, and Squires is undercut. Falls ahead for about a yard gain on the play. Knifing in that time defensively was Logan Stone.
I'm sure the coaching staff with the Superior Spartans watched some tape and were well aware of what Aaron Squires did last week in only one half of football against Eau Claire North. I'm sure they're keying on him, and they bottled him up pretty good on that play.
Brown in motion. Helterbrand throws. Charlie Pierce has it go in and out of his hands. He was hit almost immediately defensively that time by Caden Larvik. Incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 9. Helterbrand now 0 for 2 throwing the ball tonight.
Got an email in from my son, Caleb Wecken, at home watching the game on Channel 15. We want to invite our viewers. Email us here. We'd love to hear from you. It's very easy to do. Click on the Contact the Booth link at the lower part of your video screen.
Stubendick throws over the middle, and that's Max Stubendick, and Stubendick will be marked at the 45. That's a gain of 10. That'll move the chains. First down, Raiders.
And that's what I'm talking about, is with an unconventional quarterback rotation there. You know, they're putting Stubendick at split ends. I've seen them put Helterbrand at tight end. They really work off these two athletes, utilizing their skills in various ways, and it works.
Stubendick at quarterback, the option, and boy, they had that bottled up and sniffed out very nicely. The first one in there was Chase Summerfield. He is the leading tackler for this Spartan team. Loss of 5 on the play.
And a good-looking player, 6'1", 205-pound, only a junior for the Spartans. Yeah, you're right, Joe. They had that one dialed in right from the get-go.
And under 10 seconds now in the quarter. Helterbrand thought about setting up the screen, rolls out, being chased, wants to run, stiff arms one, and Joe Carter finishes him off at about the 47-yard line, a gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring us to the end of quarter number 1. After 1 here in Hudson, your score, Superior nothing, and the Raiders nothing. You're watching, listening, enjoying, hopefully, Raider football.
Well, I'm enjoying this beautiful night here. What did we have for game time starting temperature? I'm
66 degrees.
66 degrees in this second week in September, week number 4 of this 2017 season, in this beautiful, brand new, top-of-the-line, state-of-the-art complex here in Hudson. About a $5.5 million brand new field with video scoreboard, artificial turf, NFL-style goal post seating, comfortable seating for 3,100, upgraded concession stands, upgraded restrooms, ticket areas, you name it. This is one of the top facilities. It's got to be in the state. And a lot of work went into this, a lot of sacrifice, and I think a lot of people are very, very pleased with it that have come out here and been a part of this. And yeah, I mean, driving by on Vine, you talked about during week 1, when it was standing room only, or people were actually stopping out on Vine Street, because you can have a view on the southern side and blocking traffic, which I'm sure didn't go over all that well for Chief Marty Jensen. But really, it's a focal point of our community here in Hudson. Job well done.
So as the teams switch sides. 3rd and 11 here for the Raiders. Helterbrand to throw, now forced out of the pocket, still looking. Dumps one over the middle, it's tapped into the air and intercepted, but out of bounds. The play is incomplete. It'll be 4th and 11, and the punt unit coming on for Hudson.
Well, pretty good defensive battle so far. I'd say Superior's winning the field position battle, and drove into the red zone, but the Hudson defense stiff and stopped them on 4th down. They came away with nothing, but the Superior defense is impressing me overall so far.
Elijah Owens awaits the Ben Carl's punt. Carl's a much better attempt this time. Owens has to let it hit, takes another Hudson bounce. It'll get but inside the 10, rolls to a stop at the 5. A very nice punt, 41 yards from Ben Carl's.
I want to say hello to Mrs. Lou Lutkins. They're watching from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Again this week, said go Hudson, watching for my grandson again, Hunter Lutkins. He's number 26. Thanks so much for this broadcast. They love it. So greetings from Tennessee, and wherever you're watching tonight, shoot us an email. I'd love to hear from you. Just click on the Contact the Booth link below the video screen.
Both teams with 4 first downs in the opening quarter, so they've been able to move the ball, but they have not been able to finish drives to this point. And now Superior, with its worst field position of the game, starts 1st and 10 from their 5. Owens in motion. And Owens again tries to cut back. Goodbow is there. Bon Carls is there. Short gain on the play. Give Owens a gain of 3 on the carry.
And if the defense can force a 3 and out here, the offense, which has kind of had a bit of a time getting going here in the first half, is poised to have good starting field position. See if they come with a big-time rush here.
Straight drop. Deep out ball intended for Owens. Well overthrown. Back defensively was Alec Colander for Hudson.
Colander's another one who's had a very good very good start on this Hudson defense. As a unit, they just continue to get better each week. Coach, defensive coordinator Neil Hatfield and others work very hard on the various sets and the strategy and whatnot, and you can just see them gel every week, getting a little bit better, doing the little things it takes to become a good defensive unit. A big 3rd down and long here, deep in their own territory.
I think, the biggest defensive improvement, John, that I've seen over the last several years is that defensive secondary. This season they've been very good. Udine on the keep, and he is out to about the 14-yard line. Boy, they're going to mark him close to a 1st down, it looks like here, John.
Boy, that it's all about where was forward progress. Well, no, they're about. Well, let's see. Boy, do you dare go for it that deep in your own territory?
They're going to measure this one.
Yeah.
I think he's short where they spotted it. This will be make for an interesting decision.
It really will. Do you gamble? My goodness, if something goes wrong, you don't got to get much, less probably half a yard at most. But if you don't get it, if the defensive line gets a surge or you have some kind of an error in the snap exchange, boy, Hudson starts in pretty good field position inside the red zone. We got a score update here after 1 quarter. Eau Claire Memorial and Chippewa Falls all scoreless. Memorial, of course, knocking off the superior team last week, 24-20 over in Carson Park, and Chippewa Falls was thumped but good by Rice Lake, shut out 37-0, as the Warriors have a good club again.
Well, what I think makes for an interesting decision appears to be no decision at all from the Superior sideline. They're lining up. They want to go for it here. 4th and inches from their 15-yard line. In motion, Sanders trying to draw him off. He'll reset wing back left.
I don't know. They might go with a hard. Yeah, they're going to go with a hard count and try to draw him off sides, and it didn't work. I mean,
timeout taken by Superior. It's their 2nd of the half. 10:24 left to play, 2nd quarter.
Well, and I've been asked, well, what exactly are you talking about with a hard count? That's basically where the quarterback varies the snap count, whether it's an inflection of the voice or to try to do something different with the intention of drawing the defense off sides. And occasionally teams will do that at all levels, on a 4th and short and say maybe we can get it by penalty, draw them off sides. And as a defensive unit, you have to be very disciplined. You want to be aggressive because, they go for it and they stop them. That's excellent starting field position, but it didn't work. And I'd be very surprised if Superior didn't come out of this timeout and punt it away. But, hey, you never know. I mean, you only got to get half a yard, but you're on your own 15-yard line in a 0-0 game here in the 2nd quarter.
We saw a pooch punt earlier from Superior.
And a good one.
And they're lining up like they are going to go for it coming out of the timeout. Heading back, Alec Colander awaits, or Jacob Dalton awaits a potential pooch punt. Handoff, Owens. He's got a 1st down. Owens sidesteps the tackler and is taken down at the 18, a gain of 3, and the chains move. Fresh set of downs, Spartans.
Well, sometimes you're the lemonade, sometimes you're the lemon. That time they were the lemonade. They had a gutsy call and pulled it off. The drive continues.
Well, we played up Gunnar Gronsky, and he does have 32 yards rushing so far tonight, but he's only handled it 5 times. Both Udine and Owens, 6 carries each. I'm a little surprised they aren't featuring the tailback more here. I
am, and I'm surprised they just didn't go smash mouth between the tackles. They had kind of a, and if Hudson defensively could have busted through, they could have stopped it, but Superior made it, and there they go.
Owens in motion. He takes the handoff, turns the corner to the 25. And the pile finally collapses out across the 25 at about the 27. It's a gain of 8 or 9 for Owens, his best run of the night.
Well, they are getting some pretty good movement on these jet sweeps and these things to the sides. Superior's definitely got some team speed on this offensive unit. Again, 62 points 2 weeks ago.
Owens only a junior. Second and a long one here for Superior.
That play clock's got to be getting down there.
Sanders comes in motion, handoff Gronsky off the left side. He's got the 1st down and more, lowers the shoulder and dives out to about the 35-yard line. Gain of 8 on the play and another first down for Superior.
Jonah Becken in on the hit again among others. But Superior very methodically getting it done, converting the first downs, moving the ball. Starting deep in their own territory after Hudson had a phenomenal punt. They've got plenty of breathing room now up to the 35.
And again, a little bit of a delay from Superiors. They get the play call in from the sideline. Sanders comes in motion. They fake to Gronsky and dumping in. Guess who? Cole Goodbow destroys Udine back at the 31 for a loss of 4.
Yeah, if I've said this before, I'll say it again. If I took a hit like that, Joe, it'd take me half an hour to get up. Cole Goodbow came in there, but good. Woo.
I don't know if Udine turned the wrong way, if Gronsky went the wrong way, but that play was awkward.
And they seem to have some kind of maybe miscommunication. Maybe that's by design. I don't know. Getting plays in and out from the sidelines there. Second string quarterback too. You know, you got to factor that in as well.
2nd and 13. Udine throws down the far sideline, and it is caught.
Nice catch.
Into Hudson territory. And on the receiving end of that one, we'll have to pick up the number from the far side.
I'm looking at the number, but Hudson had double coverage there, but very nice catch and double coverage.
Dominic Dioria, I believe, on the receiving end.
Yeah. Took good concentration and position. He pulled that one, and he did it.
In any event, it's a 27-yard connection. First and 10 from the Raider 40-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to play in a scoreless first half. Handoff, Gronsky, little shoulder fake, and he's ahead to the 35, a gain of 5. And a timeout on the field. Gronsky has to go off. Probably an equipment problem, maybe a little bit of blood that needs to be staunched.
2nd and 5 for the Spartans. Ball's on the Raider 35.
Just checking some emails here. We'll get to them in a moment. And for those of you going on HudsonBroadcast.com for the first time, welcome aboard. Hope you like what you see. Shoot us a message and give us some feedback. Love to hear from you.
Connor Funger, the tailback, he gets the handoff. He tries the middle. He's inside the 35, dives ahead to about the 32. A gain of a 3. Be 3rd and 2 for Superior.
Dawn Driggs watching from Seal Beach, California. Says, go Raiders. Auntie Dawn loves number 16. Aaron Lovegren, welcome from California.
Gronsky back in for Superior. Sanders comes in motion, handoff Gronsky. He's got a first down and then some, bouncing off would-be tacklers, and he is finally spun to the turf at the Hudson 20, a gain of 12. First down, Superior, and this drive, remember, started all the way back at their 5.
Yeah, and a very gutsy 4th and short conversion inside their own 20 started it. Josie Opatz emails in, says it's great being able to watch the game from Ohio State University. That stadium is really nice. Wish they made that stadium when I went to Hudson. Go Raiders. Josie, thank you for tuning in and have a good time at Ohio State.
Hand off again to Gronsky, and Gronsky inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. Riding his back was Nick Becker on the tackle. Gain of 3 on the play, sets up 2nd and 7, and now all of a sudden Gronsky is up to 9 carries and is being featured.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, because you were wondering if they were going to start featuring him more, and you know more than said it, and that's exactly what they have done with success. The Raider defense is going to have to hold again.
Hand off to Owens, cuts back at the 15. He gets hit there and taken down at about the 14-yard line. Max Reynolds got the initial hit there for Hudson. Gain of 3 for Owens.
3rd
and a short 5, long 4, however you want to phrase it. We're under 4.5 to play. It's been a time-consuming drive as well.
It has, and then when you keep it on the ground, and they're using a lot of time between plays. Before that, they were going to more of a hurry-up offense, but they're having a hard time, it seems like, with the lines of communication from the sideline into the offensive unit.
Handoff, Goronski, and he is ankle tackled by Elijah Rude. Short of the first down, a gain of about 2. It's going to be 4th. We'll call it 2.
Elijah Rude coming up from his defensive line position, 6'2", 230-pound senior. Another one of these seniors on the defensive unit having a good start to the 2017 season.
4th and 2 again. Some hesitation, but the offense planted on the field. Another 4th down attempt coming for Superior. Big play for the Hudson defense. Handoff, Goronski hit the backfield and finally swarmed under back at the 15. And once again, the Hudson defense stiffens and they will take over on downs.
Well, the Raider defense is playing the bend but don't break. 2 times the Superior Spartans have driven inside the red zone. Both times they've come up empty as the Hudson Raiders stop them on 4th down, consecutive drives, preserving that 0-0 game. Now 3:22 to go. Hudson with their full complement of timeouts. So they do have not a whole lot of time, but they got the timeouts and sidelines to work with, but deep in their own territory as the defense holds again.
1st and 10 from the 14, Stubendijk under center. He keeps, again, the option play, pitches. It's Kenny Hardman. Hardman across the 20 and thrown out of bounds at the 23-yard line, courtesy of Caden Larvick.
I like this Kenny Hardman. He's not very big. He's listed on the roster here as 5'5", 140. He's a senior. Got some good carries against North last week, and they're featuring him several times here tonight.
Gains 9 on that one, 2nd and a yard. They fake to Squires, kept by Stubendijk. He's got a 1st down and taken down at the 29-yard line on a gain of 5. That'll momentarily stop the clock with 2:51 to play in the half.
And that's a textbook how you run the option play there. And Stubendijk is very good at it. He's the prototypical option quarterback. He's a little bit smaller, but he's smart. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Handoff right up the middle. Squires fighting for extra yards. That ball came out, but they will say he was down before it came out. So Hudson again retains possession. Gain of about 4 for Squires, who's only carried 3 times this half.
After that outstanding game last week, he's finding the sledding a little tougher this week.
They try it again. No, it's the option. Stubendijk, and Stubendijk should have enough for a Hudson 1st down. They'll mark it out at the 40, a gain of 7.
Mark Lee emailing in saying, "Go Raiders, they better learn how to tackle Goronski. Great broadcast, field looks great." Thank you, Mark, for the kind words, for tuning in. Keep those emails coming in. We got a good one brewing tonight.
Clock running, 2:08 left to play in the half. Hudson with all 3 timeouts. Hardman in motion, handoff goes to Squires, and Squires again gobbled up in the middle for a gain of about 1 as we dip under 2 minutes to play in the half.
We got to wonder when Hudson's going to use these timeouts. They have all 3 remaining. Offensively, they've had a hard time really establishing that running game, particularly the inside running game that was so effective last week against really an outmanned North team.
Some big boys in the middle defensively for Superior, anchored by Dylan Lowney. He's a good one, 6 foot, 256-pound senior. And again, another short gain. This time it's Stubendijk on the carry.
Tackled by Sanders for the Spartans. Sanders on the tackle.
Another gain of 1. It's 3rd and 8. Clock continues to run.
In the first half, Menominee Mustangs all over Eau Claire North, 23-0. That one's over in Menominee. Eau Claire Memorial and Chippewa Falls tied at 7 in the first.
Helterbrand in at quarterback. Slings it out. Stubendijk, no, it's Ben Carls, and he avoids a tackle. Carls still on his feet, finally steps out of bounds. They'll mark it at the Superior 41-yard line.
Clutch play there in a key situation, keeping this drive alive and driving into Superior territory now under a minute. Still with those 3 timeouts, Hudson has not had to burn one yet.
22-yard connection, 1st and 10 from the 41, 56.6 seconds left. They fake, It's Helterbrand on the keep. He's inside the 40 to the 39, a gain of 2, and Hudson will call its first timeout. 50.4 seconds remaining.
Timeout. Hudson.
Well, you think, I mean, obviously you want 7 here, but ultimately, because you don't have a lot of time to work with, you do have the 2 timeouts, but if you could just get inside the 20 and get a crack at a field goal, still no points on the board after the Hudson defense stopped Superior twice inside the red zone, came up empty. If you could just go into halftime up 3-0, in this defensive game, a lot of hard hitting out there, 2 good defensive units. And what surprises me, Joe, from what I've seen, and sometimes scores are misleading, this is a defensive unit for Superior that gave up 50 points against Somerset.
Somerset, yeah.
And Somerset's, of course, a local school here. And Somerset's a small school. Somerset's only a school of about, 425 kids, something like that, but an outstanding program, multiple state championships, and their coach over there was the National High School Coach of the Year a couple years ago. So they had a good one, a good non-conference opponent for the Spartans.
Out of the Hudson timeout, 2nd and 8 Raiders from the Spartan 39-yard line. Helterbrand, pump fakes, flag comes in.
He's got all day.
Helterbrand is finally going to be taken down back at the midfield stripe. A loss of 11 on the play, but we will see what the flag is.
Well, Superior, excellent defensive secondary coverage by the Spartans. Hudson had multiple receivers out there trying to do anything and everything. But one thing the receivers have to learn, when your quarterback's in trouble, you got to come back towards him, collectively. And there's a couple receivers that didn't do that. And Helterbrand just ran out of time. Superior finally closed in and brought him down.
Penalty is going on Hudson. They're checking with the Superior bench to see what they want to do with this one, and here's the call.
Pass interference. Offense, number 14. Penalties declined. Result of the play, 3rd down.
So the sack takes Hudson back to the midfield stripe. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 19. Clock starts up again. We're under 35 seconds to play in the half. Superior does have 1 timeout remaining. Hudson will get the ball to start the second half. Helterbrand to throw, lofts one. Oh, and a huge hit. Oh, my. Flags coming in all over the place. Tradle Nicholson absolutely crushed Max Stubendick. And
that should be a 15-yarder. Now Stubendick's down. And there's some Hudson coaches on the sideline that are absolutely beside themselves. I don't know what happened there.
Stubendick looking for the ball, so he didn't see Nicholson coming, and Nicholson just leveled him. And as you mentioned, Max Stubendick is still down.
And, they lost Kaiser Helterbrand against Stevens Point. And it would be tough, with this quarterback rotation here. But if that isn't a 15-yard penalty, I don't. There it is.
Targeting. Number 5 on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down. Number 5 is disqualified.
There he is. There he is. And he should be. That was uncalled for.
Yeah, if ever there was a helpless receiver there, Exhibit A right there.
And you want, as a defensive player, you want to be aggressive. That's the name. Football is an aggressive sport, but that. And I was wondering if he was going to get tossed on that, and did. It's unfortunate because it's been a good, clean game between these two teams. Really, a lot of good, hard hitting. I'm very impressed with this Superior defensive unit. I was not impressed with that play there, but as a defensive unit, they've shown me some very, very good things so far. I just don't see how a team put 50 points up on him, and hopefully Stubendick's okay here. But he's down.
It's a 15-yard penalty, so when we get back to the action here, it'll be 3rd and 4 for Hudson. There's just 19 seconds left to be played in the first half. Hudson 2 timeouts, Superior 1 timeout remaining. And certainly right now, however, our thoughts and best wishes with Max Stubendick.
Kaiser Helterbrand's out there, and that was him on the ground some 2 weeks ago late in the game against Stevens Point. There he's getting up. There he is. He's tough. He's tough, man. He got his bell rung, though. That's senior leadership. The defender's tossed.
Yeah, he'll look at that game tape and go, holy cow, that was me.
Yeah. Well, we can giggle a little bit now, but hopefully he's okay. But he's got his bell right. He might be out for the game. There's some very specific guidelines and protocols in regards to concussions and head-related injuries, and everybody wants to win. First and foremost, though, is the safety and well-being of the athletes. And so we'll have to see. It remains to be seen. We're at the tail end of this first half if Max Stubendick returns in any role in the second half.
3rd and 4, Helterbrand out of the shotgun. Rolling to his left, sets up, throws deep downfield, kind of underthrown and then nearly intercepted. Joe Carter back defensively. Pass intended for Riley Brown, incomplete. Sets up 4th and 4 with 12 seconds remaining.
Well, here you go. You got the 2 timeouts with only 12 seconds. Clearly out of field goal range here, but if you can pick up a first down and get, inside the 25, you got the timeouts. You can work the sideline. Yeah, it's going to be tough. We'll have to see. Possibilities there.
Carl's wide right, Pierce wide left, Brown slot left. Low snap, Helterbrand steps up in the pocket, chased from there, dumps one out, and it's knocked away, incomplete. Caden Larvik there for Superior. Riley Brown, the intended receiver, was wide open, John.
Yeah, he was. I was just going to say Riley Brown had a 3-yard separation of the defender. If Helterbrand could have put a little more on it, Brown would have had a good, 15-yard gain perhaps. Now Superior probably just going to take a knee, and we're going to go into halftime most likely with a scoreless tie.
6 seconds left on the clock. Superior set to take that knee.
Yep.
They snap it, UD kneels it down, and the teams are going to go to halftime as they began, scoreless. It's interesting to see the ebbs and flows of a season play out. Would not have thought River Falls would be hanging close with Rice Lake. Rice Lake beat Chi-High 37-0 last week. You kind of expected, okay, the Warriors are off and running, but got their hands full tonight, and Chi-High bouncing back from that spanking. Here, Hudson will receive the second half kickoff. Putting it on the tee is Nate Peterson. Riley Brown and Ben Carl's back deep at their 11-yard line. Short kick, far side, and that takes a bounce off of Jake's Assembo, goes out of bounds. It'll be Hudson ball 1st and 10 from their 26-yard line.
Grandpa Dingle emails in, says Hudson seems to start out slow, but stay tuned. Some waxing in the second half. We'll see. And 1 half to go, a scoreless, hard-hitting first half. Left us with a 0-0 tie going into halftime. Big Dan emailing in. Thank you for our friends up north in the iFan Sports Network.
So Kaiser Helterbrand will be your quarterback for this second half for Hudson. He works out of the gun, fakes the handoff, goes right up the middle, has a nice hole, and he's across the 30 to about the 31-yard line. A gain of 5 for Helterbrand. Sets up 2nd and 5 for Hudson.
David Fender on the tackle. 2nd and 6 for the Raiders.
David Fender on the tackle for Superior. Raiders get to the line quickly. Helterbrand this time does hand it off, and Squires scored it out of a ankle tackle and dives ahead to about the 37 or 32-yard line. Gain of 2, going to bring up 3rd and 4 for Hudson.
I think the keys to this second half offensively for Hudson Raiders is number 5. I think you got to get him in the featured more in the game, try to open up some running lanes because he can definitely move the ball. That's what they need in the second half here.
Brown in motion. The pass comes out to him. He's got a first down, turns upfield, and is cartwheeled down to the ground on a hit by Blake Arnovich. But it is a first down for Hudson out to the 41-yard line. Gain of 9.
Well, Blake Arnovich, he isn't very big. He's listed here on the program, and this can't be 5'8", 130 pounds. Could that possibly be right? He laid a pretty good hit on that time.
Handoff, Hardman trying to sweep left, gets to the corner, cuts back, kind of slows up, runs through a tackle. Now he's loose down the sideline and pushed out in Superior territory. They'll mark it at the Spartan 42-yard line, but there is a flag down behind the play. Gain of 17, we'll see if it stands.
Number 5. 10 yards for a spot of foul. First down.
That one's on Aaron Squires. We do have an update. At halftime, Menominee is squeaking by Eau Claire North, 44-0.
So they'll start in running time for the second straight week. Will Eau Claire North?
And it's just a matter of, quite frankly, how much of a sportsman is Coach Joe Labuda over at Menominee? I'll reserve comment on that one.
I'll refrain from any piling on with that one.
Well, you just feel bad. I mean, North's obviously down. Menominee's very solid. It's unfortunate.
1st and 18 following the penalty. Straight keep here for Helterbrand. Picks his way, and he spins his way out to the 45-yard line. Helterbrand on a gain of 12. Suddenly second down, much more manageable here for Hudson.
Yeah, Helterbrand he has some good runs. He's a big kid, and he's got some good speed. We talked about his arm, and he can really wing it, but he is developed into a fine running quarterback.
6 carries for 36 yards tonight for Helterbrand. Second, we'll call it 6. They fake to Hardman. Helterbrand will keep. Tries to get to the right corner. Stiff arm to one man, dives into Superior territory, and it'll be close to a Hudson first down. Depends on the spot. Looks like about a half-yard short.
Wants to hold to Lee Livermore. He's been a Hudson backer, and Lee got voted into the School Hall of Fame. Well-deserved here. I believe that was last year, and a former Hudson Raider player back in the glory days in the mid-'60s, and would love to meet Lee sometime directly. He says, go Raiders. He's watching from Cameron, Wisconsin. He resides over there now.
And a straight keep on 3rd and short. That'll move the chains for Hudson as Helterbrand falls ahead for a gain of 2.
Well, as the Raiders move the chains, Bob from the class of 1966, he's watching from his hotel room in Benton Harbor, Michigan, on the way home. Bob enjoying this one as Hudson's got a drive going.
Opening drive of the second half. Helterbrand will keep again, spins away from a couple in the backfield, and then is caught from behind, tripped up for a loss on the play. Gunnar Gronsky, who goes both ways, makes the tackle that time for a Superior. Loss of 2, sets up 2nd and 12. 5th carry of the half already for Helterbrand.
You can see what a complete athlete Gunnar Gronsky is. We talked about his running ability. He's one of these guys that plays both ways. 6 foot, 195-pound senior. Now I missed that one. Hudson got backed up on, what was that penalty, Joe?
A holding call on Dane DeMuth.
Okay.
So once again, 1st and 18 for the Raiders. Didn't slow them down the last time. They swing it quickly out for Riley Brown. Brown, as another flag comes in, and it's suddenly reminiscent of the first half in Superior last year.
Yeah, we're going to get a call from the field here, but it looked to me like maybe a face mask, although not sure it was on the opposite side of the field, the eastern side. Of course, on this nice new field, all the stands are on the western side, the home side of the field. Here we go.
Illegal offense number 35, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Illegal motion. It looks like there's some kind of problem with the wireless mic out there.
I think Hardman started upfield prior to the snap. Another 5-yard mark off. Suddenly it's 1st and 24 is what we'll call it in the stadium here. Hudson backing up. They're at their 38-yard line.
Had a nice drive going, but they drove into Superior territory, and it's been misfiring since.
They're on their 38. They need to get to the Superior 38 to move the sticks. Helterbrand to throw. Has Ben Carls at midfield, makes the first man miss. 45, 40, and he's got a Hudson first down. Finally taken down from behind by Trevor Dahlbeck. Gain of 29 on the play.
And Ben Carls there is really trying to develop him into the primary target when Hudson elects to go through the air. He's a 5'10", 180-pound junior. He's had a couple of nice catches earlier this year and had good separation, and Hudson's got a drive going again.
Option and Helterbrand tripped up by Dahlbeck. Dives ahead for a gain of about 2, maybe 3. 2nd and 8 coming for Hudson. 2 catches, 46 yards now tonight for Ben Carls. He is Hudson's leading receiver on the season.
You can see an aggressiveness in Hudson here in the second half that we didn't see as much in the first.
Option, Helterbrand elects to keep, and as he tried to turn upfield, ran into multiple white jerseys. The first to hit him, I believe, was Logan Stone. No gain on the play.
Well, speaking of aggressiveness, that was a pretty good aggressive play by the Superior defense that time, and converging on the ball. Stopping that one short. Now Hudson probably going to have to go to the air.
3rd and 8 Raiders. Time-consuming opening drive of this second half. Hardman in motion. With time over the middle. It's Carls under reception. And he does hang on to it. He's inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. A connection for 17 and a Hudson first down.
I think Hudson has found something in Ben Carls. 2 big catches on this drive here. Nice pass by Helterbrand, staying in the pocket, and he put it where it needed to be, when it needed to be there. An excellent catch by Ben Carls.
Raiders' first trip into the red zone tonight. They hand it off, and Squires has his best run of the night as he spins ahead to the 15-yard line. A gain of 5 for Aaron Squires.
Stu emailing in. He says Hudson wearing down Superior. Penalties galore, and it definitely has. We've had quite a few penalties here in this third quarter.
Handoff, Squires drags a would-be tackler to the line of scrimmage and then falls ahead for a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Hudson. Kaiser Helterbrand a perfect 3 for 3 throwing the ball here in the second half. Faces 3rd and 4, and we get a whistle and a timeout taken first of the half by Superior.
Gives us a chance quick to go into the MSBN scoreboard. Just down the road at Raymer Field in University of Wisconsin River Falls, the Rice Lake Warriors, coming off that big win last week against Chippewa Falls, 37-0, are finding the going a little bit tougher against River Falls, 20-7. That's when in the second half with the Warriors over River Falls. And the Rice Lake Warriors, the always tough Rice Lake Warriors, come to town 2 weeks from now for homecoming here at Hudson.
That's a tough draw for a homecoming crowd. They should be treated to a very good football game.
It is.
Whether or not they are treated to a victorious football game remains to be seen. But
you know, I have a lot of respect for Rice. Like, number one, they're in the 7 years we've done this. There's 7 other teams in the Big Rivers Conference, and Hudson's had a lot of success. The one team that Hudson has not had a winning record against in the years we've done this is the Rice Lake Warriors. And Rice Lake is a Division III school playing in the Big Rivers Conference, which are Division I and II schools, and they have more than held their own in the years we've done this. And they're very solid again this year.
3rd and 4 Raiders, 5:50 left to play in the third quarter, so they've already chewed up better than half this third quarter. Straight keep, Helterbrand faked right, darted left, is ahead to the 11. John, they are shy of the first down. It's 4th and 1. What do you think?
Well, we saw what Superior did on this same scenario twice in the first half, and both times they came up empty. And Hudson's going to, they're not even pausing. Here it is. Biggest play of the second half so far right now.
Straight keep, Helterbrand pushes ahead. The pile is inside the 10. That should be enough for a Hudson first down. It'll be 1st and goal, Raiders from just inside the 10.
Well, Well, it was all about the surge there and forward progress, and the big boys up front in the trenches of Hudson. They didn't have to get much. They got the needed push. First down, Hudson inside, first and goal inside the 10.
Helterbrand will work from under center. Only receiver is Carls. Handoff Squires off the right side, and Squires is down to the 7. Give him 3 on the carry. Second and goal from the 7.
Annie emailing in says a big hi to Mark Sparkles from Annie Winkles. Keep those emails coming in. Had some nice ones tonight. Click on the contact the booth link below the screen. Welcome to the new home, broadcast home of the Hudson Raiders, hudsonbroadcast.com. We're going to continue to build our broadcast schedule, include some more basketball and hockey as we move to the winter months, in addition to some general type shows I'm going to be producing here in Hudson as well.
Handoff, ball came out. And I think Helterbrand was able to get down on it. Still no indication, and now they signal third down.
Tough break there for Hudson. You know, they've avoided disaster deep in their own territory in the first half when an errant option pitch went wide, and they were able to fall on that. But, you know, you don't want to misfire down here. Third down coming up in a scoreless game. Points have been few and far between as the clock continuing to run. This is Hudson's golden opportunity so far.
Third and goal from the 9. Rolling is Helterbrand. Runs out of time, throws it toward the end zone. It's caught, but shy. No, they signal touchdown, Hudson. Oh, my. Ben Carls on the receiving end. And the Raiders strike first an 8-minute and 8-second opening drive of the second half.
And the player of that drive was Bon Carls. 3 big-time catches, none bigger than that one there. First points of the game scored. The Hudson Raiders strike pay dirt.
Helterbrand a perfect 4 for 4 on that drive. Ben Carls on to attempt the extra point. And it is Ben Carls 7, Superior nothing, as he is the touchdown and the extra point. 3:52 to play in the third quarter. It's Hudson 7, Superior nothing.
Well, the Hudson Raiders were able to capitalize on what the Spartans could not do twice in the first half, and that's score inside the red zone and convert fourth downs. Those all important fourth and shorts inside the red zone.
Boy, and I tell you, I thought Helterbrand might have even been out of bounds before he let that one go. He was very close to the sideline, being harassed as he let it go, and I think a little favorable call there for Hudson. I'm not sure Ben Carls was in the end zone when he caught that or that the ball was across the plane, but it was certainly close.
Yeah, I mean, my vantage point in this, where I'm sitting, it is blocked a little bit in the far right corner of the end zone there, and I probably didn't get near as good a look at that one as you did, but a clutch play. Superior had very good coverage on that play and pretty good pressure, but Helterbrand rolled out and was able to get the pass off just inside the sideline, and Carls must have just broke the plane, and Hudson up 7-0.
Ben Carls to kick it away. High end over end kick. It's going to be Owens from his 3. Straight up the hash marks out to the 10 to the 15. A flag comes flying in. About a 13-yard return. We'll see what this penalty is all about.
We're sorting it out here.
During the return, legal block in the back, number 57. Half the distance to the goal, first down, Superior.
Well, the Superior Spartans' poor starting field position just got poorer.
Half the distance is going to march it back to their 8-yard line. So Hudson holds the ball for better than 8 minutes to start the second half. Just 3:47 to play third quarter. Raiders with the first points of the night. A very impressive 74-yard touchdown drive.
And that's what they were unable to do in the first half against a very tough Superior defense, is to sustain the drive. They were able to finally do it here in the third quarter and broke through.
18 plays on that drive for Hudson, and a beautiful tackle as Cole Goodbow knifes in to take down Goronski after a short gain.
And boy, if the Raider defense here, as we're now under 3.5 minutes to go, this might be a game where a 7-point lead holds up. Of course, you got to also keep in mind Superior had an excellent drive when starting on their own 5-yard line in the first half.
Call it no gain, 2nd and 10 Spartans as Sanders goes in motion. They fake to him. Udine wants to throw, dumps one off over the middle, and looked like it was kind of tipped. A duck out to the side and is incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
Well, Superior, you got to wonder, you'd think on 3rd and 10 they'd have to go to the air, or do you play it more conservative and just try to bang it through the tackles and give yourself some breathing room and hope for a good punt? You'd hate to turn it over on an interception or a bad snap this deep in your own territory, but on 3rd and 10, you're already down by a touchdown. Be an interesting call here.
Receivers each way. Gronsky the setback, rolling against his throwing hand. Udine chased to the 15, to the first down marker, out of bounds. I think he's got enough for a Superior first down. We'll see where they mark it. Boy, right at the stick.
Gutsy run that time, and once again, the Hudson defensive secondary had excellent coverage on all the various receiving targets, forcing him to run.
And Udine picks up 8. He's right at the sticks. It was an indication of first down on the field, but now they're going to reconsider it.
Well,
I saw the referee point, John.
I thought so too.
Instead, they're going to officially measure this one. 2:42 left to play in the 3rd. And as they stretch that out, it is short, marked short, so it's going to be 4th and inches.
Well, we saw what Superior did in the first half, going for it on 4th, almost in the identical spot on the other side of the field, of course. But what are they on
just shy of the 18-yard line?
Shy of the 18. I think before on 4th and short they were on the 15.
You are correct.
And got it.
And you said you didn't remember the important things.
I don't.
Well, remember, you have to stop on the way home. So
yes, I did. I did get a text from my wife. I had to go pick up some things in the grocery store on the way home. It's now now they're remeasuring again. So the tale of the tape, one might say.
And a very interesting call, boy.
Yeah, you know.
If it were to backfire, it could be a world of hurt for Superior.
Yeah, you're already down by 7, and points are hard to come by, and they're starting to lose the battle of field, but they're going to go for it.
They've tried the hard count earlier in the game. In motion, Sanders, handoff. Gronsky tries the right side. Looks like he fell ahead and got enough for the first down.
Yeah.
They'll mark it just shy of the 20, a gain of about a yard.
And they went to their power guy, Gronsky, and he didn't need much, and he got it. The drive continues. Clock continuing to run.
13th carry of the night for Gronsky. He's had 60 yards rushing now tonight. Came into the game averaging 125 per contest, so the Hudson defense has done a good job with him tonight. Straight keep for Udine, and Udine to the 20, and he got hit hard there. I believe it was Nick Becker on the hit for Hudson. He has been active on that defensive line tonight for the Raiders.
Yeah, a lot of defenders. A very aggressive night, pitching a shutout here with under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd against a Superior team that, again, 2 weeks ago put up 62 points.
They put up 20 in week 1, 20 last week. 2nd and 8 here. They swing it quickly out, but incomplete. It was too far ahead. I believe that was intended for Connor Fonger. And it'll be 3rd and 8. UD now 1 for 4 throwing the ball.
A little bit of an unconventional play call there, but, they played everything pretty pretty close on the right side. Thought they'd do a little misdirection there, and had he pulled that in, he could have had a nice gain on that one.
Instead, a 3rd and 8. Superior from their 22-yard line.
Big play here, because I would force a 4th and long. They misfire here.
Rolling, Udine in trouble, and Goodbow takes him down back inside the 10. A loss of 12 on the plate. Udine is slow in getting up.
Cole Goodbow will tend to do that. He's 200 and what do you got him listed at? 6'4", 250. He laid the wood down that time. I heard the boom from here. He still hasn't gotten up. It's almost like maybe a little payback for the hit in the first half. We'll have to see. That was a much cleaner hit.
Much cleaner hit, and kind of got Udine trying to shield Goodbow away, and I'm wondering, perhaps air knocked out of him, but I'm a little concerned possibly their shoulder getting driven into the ground on that tackle.
Just looking at the replay here, and it was just Cole Goodbow's a load, and he not only has the size and the strength, but he also has the speed, and he continues to perfect a spin move, and in addition to the standard, more conventional bull rush move, and leveraging his size there. And he is up under his own power, thankfully.
And gets a nice hand here from the Hudson crowd.
These athletes, and we've seen both teams. Athletes are resilient, and that's part of being an athlete. Football is a physical game, and it's an aggressive game, so good for him, getting up and walking under his own power.
4th and 20, the punt unit comes on officially for the first time for Superior tonight. They did pooch punt earlier.
I don't think they're going to go for it here on 4th and 20. I know they've been rolling the dice on fourth downs inside deep in their own territory, but not this time.
Ben Carl stands in Superior territory awaiting this punt. Line drive punt. Knocked down, and diving out on it is Ben Carls inside the 40, so great field position. 1st and 10 Raiders from the Superior 39-yard line.
Another score update on MSBN. This is a bit of a surprise. Eau Claire Memorial 3-0 on the season and ranked in the top 10 in Division I, only holding a slim 10-7 lead over a Chi-High team that got absolutely thumped last week by Rice Lake. That was in the third. Probably late in the third quarter, similar to this one. Memorial just pulled ahead on that on the field goal. That's why sometimes, comparing scores week to week, that formula doesn't always add up.
Helterbrand straight keep, dodges out to the left, and he is inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 6. We're under a minute to play here in the third quarter, and right now, John, all the momentum behind Hudson.
It is, even though they hardly have a commanding lead, but on a night when defense is ruled and points have been few and far between, a 7-point lead is looking pretty significant up on that big, nice new video scoreboard there, and Hudson continuing to grind it out, utilize a lot of time, and continue to move the ball.
Handoff, Riley Brown turns the corner, 30, 25, 20, and reaches ahead to the 19-yard line, a gain of 14, a Hudson first down, but we do have a flag, and John, I think it's coming back.
Well, it's in the position of possibly a hold. He had a nice running lane, and that might have been the reason why.
Legal block in the back, number 7 on the offense. Spot foul, 2nd down.
Block in the back.
Ben Carl's the culprit.
Yeah, we'll give him a break after that nice 3 receptions he had on the scoring drive on the previous possession. But unfortunately, that a nice run by Riley Brown does come back. Brown's got some good speed. Not real big. He's got, like I said, he's kind of out of the Jager Marvin Burgess, Andre Burgess from last year. And they like to utilize him maybe on some of those sweep plays and things and kind of leverage his speed.
Caden Lorvik is down on the field, so we've got an injury time out on the field. 19.2 seconds remain to be played here in the third quarter, and Hudson has had the ball nearly this entire quarter, I believe. Superior's only run, 6 plays in the half?
Yeah, I mean, that's Hudson football. You know, and here's another thing. I hope we can catch the camera here. And some teams do this, others do not. Hudson has always done this. When an opposing player is injured, the players on the field go down on one knee. The players on the sideline go down on one knee as a gesture of sportsmanship and goodwill, as the injured player going off. And I've always liked that. It's a show of respect and sportsmanship, and you know, in a time, and particularly in the professional leagues, where we're seeing less and less, quite frankly, in my opinion, sportsmanship and, you know, fair play and clean play and whatnot. It's nice, refreshing to see it at the high school level.
Second, we'll call it 13 for the Raiders. That 10-yard walk-off has them back to the Spartan 42-yard line. They need to reach the 29 for a first down. Low snap. Helterbrand wants to throw and knocked away from Carls, and now a flag comes in. Joe Carter was there defensively for Superior.
Joe, I wonder if they're going to get him for defensive pass interference because it didn't turn around, or are they going to go the other way and have it be offensive pass interference? A late flag.
Pass interference, defense. Number
Well,
9.
there's your answer.
15 yards from previous spot. First down.
So Hudson gains the first down via penalty.
Of course, high school's different in terms of how the defensive pass interference penalty is enforced than the NFL. In the NFL, it's at the point of where the foul takes place. In high school, it's 15 yards, regardless if it's 5 yards down the field or 25.
Again, it's Helterbrand on the key, picks his way right up the middle and dives inside the 20, and they'll spot it at the 19-yard line. Gain of 8 for Helterbrand. That brings us to the close of quarter number 3. And through 3 here in Hudson at Raider Stadium, it is Hudson 7, Superior nothing.
Going to go check pull up ESPN here real briefly and check on the pennant races. Of course, a full slate of college football tomorrow, and then the NFL finally opens on Sunday here. We got the Brewers, we got the Twins. I'm kind of looking here, and I know the Brewers on the road against the Cubs, a huge game. Have a 2-0 lead, bottom of the 5th, trying to chase down the Cubs in the National League Central, and the Twins on the road against Kansas City, up 5-2. That one in the bottom of the 4th. There are 2 very key games for both of these 2 teams. We talked about this last week, Joe. Who would have thunk it in early April when the season began? Milwaukee coming off a 90-loss season. The Twins coming off a 100-plus loss losing season. Here we are in September, the 8th of September, and both of these teams inexplicably and unexpectedly find themselves in a pennant race.
And as a Twins fan, man, I love it. I absolutely love it. I enjoy the football season, but the fact there's a meaningful baseball to throw on top of it, oh, man, it's like I'm like a kid at Christmas.
Well, this is what my favorite time of year. It's high school football, college football. The NFL is finally kicking off on Sunday. The pennant races, you know, the summer's over. I prefer the fall. The crisp days of fall are here, and it's great.
2nd and 2. Helterbrand going to run the option. Pitches back for Hartman. It's on the ground again, and Helterbrand dives on it at the 23. That's a loss of 4. Sets up 3rd and 6 for the Raiders, and that's John 3rd, 4th time now they've put it on the ground tonight.
John Cena emailing in. I don't know if that's the wrestling WWF, WWE World Champion. I suspect it isn't, but John emailing in, cheering on the Raiders. Big down coming up here. We're now into the 4th.
Helterbrand keeps, tries the middle, bounces it out to the outside, again puts it on the ground and falls on it. No gain on the play. It'll be 4th and 6, and boy, this will be about a 40-yarder, 41-yarder. I think Ben Carls has the leg for it, but do you try it or not?
Well, it's looking like they are. You know, Coach Adam Cowles, much like Coach DeMeyer from Superior, goes for it a lot on 4th down, but with it being 4th and 6, we're going to give the field goal a try.
Max Stubendick is normally the holder
Well, he's out.
In his place is Easton Belland. He gets it down. Carl's kick a line, drive, bangs it, and it is no good, wide left.
Well,
So with 10:40 left to play in the fourth quarter, it remains 7-0 Raiders.
had plenty of leg, but it was off to the left really right from the get-go. And you're absolutely right, Joe. You know, it's not talked about as much nearly as probably it should, as I see Stubendick out of his pads, like you'd mentioned before. The snap, so much focus is put on the kicker. But the long snapper and the holder are so vital, you know, to a successful field goal attempt. And coming in cold and not the traditional holder, I don't know if that really played a factor. But, you know, the kick was, the hold was there, just the kick was sailed left.
Handoff Gronsky, and he is wrapped up immediately and dropped for a loss of a yard on the play.
Nowhere to go, a loss of 1 on that.
Second and 11 coming.
You know, in the Hudson defense, Superior was much more successful offensively in the first half, but Hudson, with that time-consuming drive, ate up so much of the third quarter. They haven't really had that many opportunities. When they have, the Hudson defense has been there, shutting them down.
Option, pitch comes back. Gronsky to the corner, fights through a tackle, tried to lower the shoulder and falls ahead to the 26-yard line. That's a gain of 7. That'll set up 3rd and 4. And obviously we've seen Superior not be shy about going for it on 4th down.
Well, you know, you're in the fourth quarter now, down by a touchdown, and you got to wonder how many more chances you're going to get, because the Hudson offense has shown the ability to chew up a lot of clock and convert those first downs. You might not get another chance.
Under 9.5 to play. 3rd and 4 Spartans. In motion, Owens. Straight keep, Udine tries to pick his way through the line, spins, and is taken down at the 29-yard line. It will be 4th down. Jacob Dalton in on the tackle for Hudson.
Now it's decision time. Again, both of these coaches have had some big-time decisions. A lot of the Raiders calling for the bleacher creatures, the student section, to come alive. Up with some noise. This might be the biggest play of the second half here.
4th and 1. Spartans going for it from their 29. Raiders lead by 7. And it's a pooch kick again. Hits in Hudson territory and comes back toward the midfield stripe before Elijah Owens touches it down at the Hudson 41-yard line. 8:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Hudson leading this one 7-0.
Well, for the second time tonight, the Superior Spartans, even though they have gone for it multiple times on 4th down and several times successfully, do a pooch kick out of a standard set formation on 4th down. Hudson still got pretty good field position out of it. 8:35 to go. And the scoreboard seems to have gone off here, so I'm not sure what the timeout situation is. I think Hudson has all 3 timeouts.
Handoff, Hardman looking for a hole, and comes ahead, steps out into his bench at about the 45-yard line. It looks like they'll mark it right at the 45. A gain of 4 for Hardman. 3rd carry of the night for Hardman. He's got 10 yards on the evening. As they step it back to the 44, credit him with 3. 2nd and 7 Raiders. Hardman again to the short side of the field. This time he's got more. He's into Superior territory and should have a Hudson first down. Gain of 8 for Hardman.
Well, Hardman didn't have a whole lot of action the first 2 games, but got quite a bit of action against Eau Claire North, more in a secondary role, and now he's getting significant time here in week 4 as a compliment to Squires and Brown.
Handoff Squires. Slashes through the left side of the line down to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 3 for Aaron Squires.
You know, when you look at this game, you say, 7-0. This is kind of a, you know, what kind of a game is it? It's been an outstanding game. 2 great defenses really going at it, and it's been an outstanding game.
Handoff Hardman. Hardman As a flag flies from the far side, Hardman picks up 6 on the play, but once again, we'll see what the flag is about.
You got to wonder if maybe Hudson was offsides. I guess we'll get the call here. But that came from the complete other side of the field that the play was on.
Sideline warning. Superior's bench.
Oh, well, that explains that.
So no foul on the play, but a sideline warning issued to the Superior sideline.
Something was probably said, or a series of things that didn't sit well, and they've been warned.
Gain of 5 on the play, 3rd and 2, handoff. Squires off the left side, got hit in the backfield, spun off that, but Trevor Dahlbeck hung on, makes the tackle, a gain of 1, brings up 4th and a yard for Hudson, under 7.5 to play.
Of course, Dahlbeck, a 5'9", 165-pound junior, went up against Aaron Squires, who's checks in at 6'2", 195, and held his own on that one.
Superior couldn't get everybody off the field. It's not going to matter as Helterbrand just sneaks it ahead. For easy first down for Hudson, down to the 37, a gain of 2.
Again, as we close out here in the fourth quarter, the clock continuing to run. Hudson holding on, clinging on to a 7-0 lead. Love to hear from you. Click on the Contact the Booth link below the video screen on the new HudsonBroadcast.com site, your new exclusive home for Hudson Raider sports broadcast. Love to hear from you. Comments on the new website, the broadcast, the team, or anything your heart may desire.
The easiest 5 yards Hudson has gained tonight on the offsides on Superior. Don't know what happened there, but boy, he had a lot of them jumping, so Helterbrand earns 5. It's 1st and 5 Raiders, under 7 minutes to play.
And right now the clock is the friend of the Hudson Raiders and the enemy of the Superior Spartans.
Handoff, Squires, no, kept by Helterbrand, and boy, all sorts of white jerseys in the backfield. Helterbrand is dropped for a loss back to about the 34-yard line.
You got to start wondering here, with the clock continuing to move, when Superior is going to start using those timeouts. We do have a score update coming in. Rice Lake starting to pull away over in River Falls. 27-6 as the Warriors are on the verge of going 4-0 to start this season.
2nd and 6, handoff Brown to the right side, cuts it back. He's got a first down, 25, and falls ahead to the 20-yard line, a gain of 13 and a Hudson first down.
And 2 Superior Spartan defenders down on the play. Nice run by Brown. He had excellent field vision that time, followed his blocks well. This is what I'm talking about. Hudson going down on one knee all across the sidelines, on the field. That's sportsmanship. They've been doing it in the 7 years we've been doing this.
Brandon Gilbert limps off for a Hudson. They're already down Devin Paschke, one of their captains, 6'1", 280, not suited up for tonight's game. He's been a big reason for that run game being as effective as it's been this year. And we get a holding call on Hudson, so we'll back up once again, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
And I didn't see that flag, but I was reading the kind of the body language of Kaiser Helterbrand as he walked off the sidelines. Obviously, he knew that they were going to get whistled for the hold. I didn't see it. Another quick score update. Eau Claire Memorial starting to pull away a little bit from Chippewa Falls 17-7, and the Old Memorial Old Abe's, much like the Rice Lake Warriors, poised to go 4-0 with the win tonight.
You know, and ironically, John, all the matchups in the Big Rivers Conference tonight feature a 1-0 team against an 0-1 team.
That.
So we could have 4 2-0, 4 0-2s if things play out the way they are right now. Handoff here to Hardman to the 40, and tackled nicely that time by Dahlbeck. Hardman gains a couple. 3rd and long for the Raiders, but down to 5:40 left to play.
Yeah, Dahlbeck's had really an outstanding game, or excuse me, Dahlbeck. He's been in on, we don't track tackles, but he has more than his share tonight.
Helterbrand out of the shotgun. Offset right, and now in motion to the right, Brown. Throws out, Carls has it. Knocked down by Carter, but Carls hangs on, and that's a Hudson first down at the 26-yard line, a gain of 12.
Huge play. Bon Carls again, a clutch catch in a clutch situation. And he caught a pretty big hit as he came down with that one. He got the first down by probably only a yard. Decent pass by Helterbrand. That was a huge, huge play, Joe.
Helterbrand 5 for 5 throwing the ball here in the second half. He was just 2 of 7 in the first half. Brown in motion, takes the handoff. Brown 20 to the 15 and pushed out of bounds inside the 15. That's another Hudson first down.
And you can see the Hudson Raiders starting to wear down the Superior Spartans here in this second half. And Brown, another solid run. His previous run was negated by the hold, but he's got some good moves. He really does. Follows his blockers well.
Yeah, he's quick. He's a little bit shifty, and he's got 3 carries for 41 yards.
Pretty good average there.
1st and 10, they'll try Hardman to the near side. Breaks a tackle in the backfield to the corner. Cuts back at the 15, taken down at the 10. A gain of 5 for Kenny Hardman.
Well, as the Hudson Raiders, if they're able to put up another score, they're going to be in very, very good shape. The Superior Spartan defense, which has played an outstanding game, particularly in that first half, their back is now to the wall, much like Hudson's defense was twice during the first half when the Spartans drove in the red zone twice, but they held, and now the Spartans are going to have to do the same, or this one might be history. We're now under 4.5 to go.
Jacob Dalton and Easton Belland continue to practice the snap and hold on the Hudson sideline. Brown in motion, counter play Hardman, he's hit and dives out ahead for a no gain. Clock continues to run as we tick under 4 minutes to play. No gain on the play, 3rd down and about 5.
And Superior, okay, now they have the scoreboard working against Superior. Does have 2 timeouts left.
Brown in motion. Helterbrand going to throw. He's in trouble.
Got hold, I think.
And he's going to be sacked back at about the 19-yard line as a flag flew in. My guess would be another hold. That's
in the area of a hold there. We're going to get the refs call on our nice new state-of-the-art wireless system here at beautiful new Hudson Field.
For 65 on the offense.
Yep.
10-yard penalty for the spot on foul. 3rd down.
Well, the Raiders held, and they still got the sack, so...
And Superior declining that penalty. They'd rather the result of that play.
Yep. A smart move. Superior had a good rush that time. They had to have it. This is where the Spartan defense has to put up the stone wall.
Superior coaches elected to decline the holding penalty, result in place, 4th down.
So 4th down, 15 from the 20 in the field goal unit again. Trots in for Hudson. Ben Carls will attempt a 37-yarder, almost straight on middle of the field. Again, Easton Bell into the holder with Stubendick out. Jacob Dalton, the long snapper.
The snap is so key here.
Snap is good. It gets put down. End over end kick is up, and it is good. No, it's no good. Oh, I thought they looked.
So did I,
just
Joe.
wide left. And it remains 7-0. Ooh, that's a big one there.
It is.
2-possession game would have felt a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for Hudson, they've had two good field goal attempts trying to pad this fairly slim lead here. And unfortunately, both were no good, but good execution that time. Good snap, good hold. The distance was there. It was just off to the left, but I agree with you, Joe. I thought that was right. That was good. From our angle, it looked, but it wasn't.
So 3:32 left on the clock. 2 timeouts for Superior. They've got 80 yards to go. Udine to throw on 1st down. Throws one deep down the near side, and it is incomplete. Alec Colander actually had better position there than Elijah Owens, the intended receiver.
Superior really telegraphed that one. You knew they were working a fly pattern on the right-hand side of the field right from the get-go. Hudson had good coverage and kind of a little bit of a lame duck pass, had a little wobble to it too, and that might have been possibly intercepted. Really, the Superior receiver ended up playing more of a defensive back role on that one, knocking it away. Or this game, but the interception at this juncture, she's all done.
Option left, pitched back for Gronsky, and Gronsky is hit, and the ball, I believe, came out. Ends up as a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 9 for the Spartans.
And I think you have to be at this with under 3 minutes to go, down by 7. You got to be in. I know they're deep in their own territory. You got to be in 4-down territory at this juncture.
Alonzo Madsen sprints out. Nick Becker checks back in on the line for Hudson on 3rd and 9. Straight drop, Udine chased out of the pocket quickly and tripped up and taken down. Cody Sika.
Number 42, Cody Sika.
Big time hit by Cody Sika. Not big, but he came up big that time. Only 5'6", 180-pound junior. Busted through, and now Superior, with the game potentially on the line, is going to have to convert a 4th and long deep in their own territory.
4th and 16. Ball back on their 14-yard line. They need to reach the stripe of the 30-yard line. 3rd sack of the night for the Hudson defense. 3 receivers near side. Udine out of the gun. Steps ahead, quarterback draw. Now he's got to run. He's over the line of scrimmage, and he's down a sideline, and he is taken down just shy of the 1st down. It'll be Hudson ball inside the 30.
He just shot off, and again, Hudson, excellent defensive coverage. They got pretty good pressure. He's going to come up about a yard short, 1.5 yards short, and Hudson. Nah, wait a minute.
And now a flag comes in.
Tempers flaring. Is this game on the line? And I don't know if the Superior sideline has been warned once, and I don't know if that came from there or what.
Well, they appear to be marking it off against Hudson.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 94, 15 yards from dead ball spot. 1st down, Hudson.
Well, that was on Cole Goodbow. I don't know if he, in jubilation, said or did something inappropriate. He'll sure be talked to. Yep,
so
he's getting talked to right now.
It's after the play, so that's the good news for Hudson. The defense thinks they're still supposed to be on the field.
Yeah, correct.
The play had stopped,
right,
and then the penalty comes in. So
it's not going to be, okay, we're going to tack on 15 yards on top of that, which would give Superior the 1st down. It's just going to back Hudson up on the change of possession. They're not going to have as good a field position as they would have. And they were close. They gave about a 1.5 yards within of getting the 1st down.
It was a great run by Udine.
Yeah.
Clock is down to 1:55 to play as Hudson takes over. Superior still with the 2 timeouts.
They're going to have to burn them here if they have any chance of pulling it out.
Out of the gun, and now we get a flag and a delay of a game call on Hudson. We'll back them up to the 48-yard line. There is something about playing Superior that brings out the worst in Hudson. That is their 8th penalty that's been accepted tonight, and what they have, I think, 10 or 11 up in Superior last year.
That's definitely something they're going to look at. You know, it's about discipline, and both of these teams at different times have kind of let their emotions get the best of them.
Hardman on the sweep, 45 to the 40, and they'll spot him at the 39. That's a gain of 11.
Another good run by Hardman. And at this juncture, the key is to keep it in bounds. There's no advantage to running out of bounds. Force the opponent to burn the timeout. Force the hand.
Gain of 8 for Hardman as they started at the 48. 2nd and 7 coming. Clock continuing to run down to 1:23. Superior losing some precious time with the 2 timeouts in their pocket.
I'm surprised they didn't call one there. And Hudson going to let it run all the way down. I wonder if they're going to run it. Yeah, they're going to call a timeout. Yep.
They call the timeout to save the 5 yards.
Hey, Coach Adam calls.
Now the clock's got to stop. They should put probably about 6 seconds back on.
Yep. And Coach Cowell's reading his body language and having called Hudson games for 7 years and gotten to know Adam a little bit. You can read his body. He was none too pleased at how that whole play was handled. and now they got to adjust the clock, and they are putting on to 107. You want to milk clock, but there was clearly a mistake on Hudson's part getting that play off.
Always interesting to see an animated Coach Cowles.
Does a good job. Two good coaches. Coach DeMeyer from Superior as well, and he's made some decisions this early this season on some personnel changes that the situation was such that he had to. And I always greatly admire coaches that win or lose do the right thing. And both of these coaches, I think, are those type of coaches.
2nd and 7, handoff Hardman. They try the sweep again. Hardman 35. He's got a first down inside the 30.
Stayed in bounds too.
Superior trying to rip that ball out of there, and meanwhile Hardman continues to go forward. Superior is going to say they have the football.
It depends if he was down. I mean, we couldn't see it from here. Superior, Hardman had a good run. He's had good runs all night.
We've got another injured player down.
Another player down. Is that a Hudson player?
It's a Superior player. I think it's Joe Carter.
Boy, both these teams have had multiple players down tonight. A tough physical game.
15-yard run by Hardman results in a Hudson first down. As they say, Hudson will maintain possession. And you could tell that, with 6 defenders there, stand them up, rip at that ball. But
that's
Hardman
all they got.
Able to hang on to it until a slow whistle was finally brought into play.
Well, here, 54, now you got to start to do the math. Superior's 2 timeouts, 54.9 seconds. Hudson has the first down. They're not looking to score. They're just trying to maintain possession and run this clock out. 7-0, what's been a tough physical defensive game.
And the Hudson offense at the sideline now told to get out there. They'll come straight to the line. They're going to have to snap this quick, John.
Yep. Yeah.
And they're taking a victory formation. They're going to kneel and force the hand of Bob DeMeyer here.
And he's not going to use it. They're just going to run it out.
Got to stop the clock. They'll probably put some time back on again.
The
second timeout called by Superior. Right now the clock says 28.2.
And that wasn't the best clock management by Superior that time either. But what the run by Hardman that converted the first down basically, for all intents and purposes, sealed it.
Kneel down the final timeout, then you can kneel it down and not have to run another play.
Right, exactly. I mean, it comes down to how much time, and you can only stop the clock twice, and so tough game, boy.
So let's not chalk it up quite yet.
No, not quite yet, dude. Those who follow football know weird things happen at the end of games sometimes. You never know.
But in a classy move, Superior not challenging the snap or anything like that either. Spartans call their final timeout. 22.6 seconds remain.
And now the question is, we're going to go down on the field here.
Timeout, Superior, the third of the half.
So that is the last timeout. And what I was curious, I mean, it's always easy to say after the fact, but that Superior didn't utilize their timeouts earlier on this drive.
Yep.
Because that's really the only shot they had once they turned the ball over on downs to Hudson. But it was not to be, and boy, this was a tough physical game tonight.
Helterbrand steps back, nails it down at the 30, and that should do it. Superior can't stop the clock. We're under 20 seconds to play. No need to run another play for Hudson. And the Raiders escape a very tough Superior Spartan Ball Club tonight. Your final score, Hudson 7, Superior nothing. The Raiders move to 2-0 in Big Rivers Conference play as they improve to 3-1 overall. Second straight loss. Second straight difficult, tough loss on the road for Superior. Spartans will be at home for the first time in conference play next week. They will host the Cardinals of Achai High. Hudson on the road for the first time in conference play. They travel down 94 to Menominee. So a pair of unbeatens
Yes.
in Menominee next week.
Yes, and Menominee was manhandling Eau Claire North at last report. It was 44-0 at halftime, and that's going to be a good one. And you know, in the years we've done this, there's been some tremendous games between Menominee and Hudson. Probably the top two teams in the Big Rivers Conference in the 7 seasons we've had it. That we've done this multiple times. The game between Hudson and Menominee decided the conference championship. Menominee's got the better of Hudson the last 2 years. Two big-time wins, really. Menominee came here last year in a downpour, I remember. It just came in here with a big physical team and beat a then undefeated and ranked Hudson team in Hudson, which Hudson didn't lose too many home games on Newton Field in the years we've done this, but that was certainly one of them. And the year before, in 2015, Hudson, in the midst of a pretty tough season in 2015, really got thumped pretty good over in Menominee. But in the years prior to that, 14, 13, 12, 11, Hudson got the best of Menominee, including a commanding 35-7 win back in 2012, and then a big-time win at home in Hudson to end the 2013 season when both teams came in undefeated and highly ranked. So there's a lot of history there between these two teams, and I think it's going to be an outstanding high school football game next week.
Certainly should be. I'm certainly looking forward to it as the Hudson Raider team
going off the field
joins their classmates, the bleacher creatures, the band, the cheerleaders, and they will sing the school song down to our left. Yeah, next week should be a good one. The 2-0 Menominee Indians hosting the 2-0 Hudson Raiders. And, you mentioned these last 2 games that Menominee's kind of taken it to Hudson, but prior to that, Hudson had a 7-game winning streak against Menominee, and you got to go back a long time, I think, John, if ever a conference opponent defeated Menominee 7 straight times.
Well, and just to put that streak into context, Hudson beat Menominee 7 straight times, and I think during those 7 years, Menominee only lost, I believe, 4 games total to all the other teams in the conference during those 7 years.
Yeah.
So something like that. It was like 4, maybe 5. And Coach Joe Labuda, Hall of Fame coach, tremendous success, multiple conference championships, state championships. But the rivalry and the battle, the history between Coach Joe Labuda from Menominee and Coach Adam Cowles of Hudson, when Adam came here in 2005, it's been about even. I think you go back and add it up. I think Cowles has a little bit of an edge, but it's been a good rivalry, and I expect nothing less next week in Menominee.
We will be back with you next Friday in Menominee again, 7 o'clock Central Time, the kickoff on that one. John, final thoughts on what we saw here tonight?
Well, a very tough game, a defensive game, a physical game with quite a few penalties and some injuries. Hudson finally got the offense going and was able to sustain a drive and convert some big-time 3rd and 4th downs and finally punched in a nice pass to Carls for the only score of the game. And then the defense of Hudson stopping Superior inside the red zone twice in the first half and really shutting him down cold for the most part in the second half. And with the Hudson long sustained scoring drive, it ate up the Lions' share of the entire third quarter. So they didn't have a lot of chances, and the Hudson defense shut them down late in the game when they needed to preserve that lead. A win's a win. We'll take it, and 2-0 in the conference, and Menominee next week.
Here we come. Your final score here from Raider Stadium. Hudson 7, Superior nothing. For John Wecken, my name is Joel Moore. Thanks for joining us this evening, folks. Good night, everybody.